Hello, everyone, and thank you for your patience.
Hi, Kevin.
Hello. Again, welcome. I'm Kevin. I'm the director of the Orillia Youth Centre, and I'd like to thank everyone for taking the time to come out to this wonderful event. And actually, just to kick this off, I'm going to, because we are running a bit long, but that's all right. We have a bit of time. But I'm going to bring Mark Cohn up here, who actually is the architect of this event and helped facilitate this, and actually was the spearhead behind our Arlo Guthrie visit last year. Mark is a tremendous community member, tremendous community advocate, a wonderful friend, and a wonderful friend to the Orillia Youth Centre and our community program. So without further ado, can I introduce Mark Cohn, please?
It's an honor to be here today to introduce you to one of my close dear friends. And I have to tell you that when I first called and spoke to Chuck about visiting the Orillia Youth Centre, and I told him about the incredible work that's being done here, and a city that is so involved in inclusion and breaking through and celebrating diversity. And with our leadership like Mayor Orsi, who has shown so many examples of how embracing he is of this community, and our Member of Parliament, Bruce Stanton, and Garfield Dunlop, our leadership is tremendous. And when I first called Chuck, the first thing he said to me was, absolutely. And he didn't really know that today we were going to be honoring the incredible work that he's done through his life. And to be able to celebrate that and also introduce you to someone who, for me, burns like a candle in my own heart and drives me every single day is such a tremendous gift to give back to you. Because there are so many moments where we really reach out and look for the guidance and the leadership in our communities. And it's through examples like Chuck Panozzo and his work in humanitarian campaigns and outreach and prevention, the fight against HIV, through his music and his art and his team of brothers at Styx. It's incredible to be able to have someone like that come and hear what you do as well. So it's my great pleasure and an honor to work together with an agency and with a community that I believe so tremendously, and introduced you to my good friend. Thank you.
We actually just had a really great week, and thank you to the Youth Centre for their great work with us. A lot of their kids came out and did the Blacklight Theatre. It was really amazing. We saw a lot of community support this year, and it's growing every year. So in recognition of Chuck's battle with bullying and his great support of all sorts of integral, important issues, I want to present him with this T-shirt and bracelet from Styx.
We're going to keep honoring you, if that's all right.
I love it, but I don't deserve it. Keep on talking.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and Heather and I are just delighted to join you here today on really another fascinating opportunity to recognize someone who has contributed so well to our community broadly, not through just his music, which, by the way, was an incredible inspiration to my generation. I love Styx, and right from their early albums, it's just a real honor, Chuck, to be here with you today. And we all know, music is one of those things that touches us in a way that is profound and is such a meaningful way. I'm using Kevin's word there again, but it is a way to bring out the best of us, and sometimes a way to give us some comfort when you get in those times that are some of your darkest moments. Music can break through, and it does. Michael's work with Stand Up Orillia Against Bullying is again a wonderful contribution. We're seeing this it's a different landscape out there in the digital realm about how we come at preventing the kind of tragedies that we've witnessed and read about, how that can transpire and manifest itself in the digital space. And thank goodness we have people like Michael and his group stepping up and making a difference there. Again, it might just be one or two little things that where you can connect with someone and prevent a tragedy from happening, and every one or two of those makes a wonderful difference to their lives, and that's how you can transform things. I would just like to, I don't want to go on at length here, just to again thank Kevin and the whole crew, here at the Orillia Youth Centre for the incredible work that they do, and to Chuck, to honor you today, and to really just say on behalf of the Government of Canada, how much we thank you for what you do for your community, not just here, but right across North America, and as you know, broadly right across all of your fans and the people that you connect with. We really appreciate what you do. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for allowing me to say a few words today. Chuck, welcome to Canada. Welcome to one of the most beautiful cities we have in our country. And welcome to the Orillia Youth Centre. I think it's just phenomenal that you would take the time to spend time in a small community like this and at a youth centre. I had a really great opportunity this week because it is National Bullying Week, and I had no idea what I was going to say that day because I had to respond to the Minister of Education's comments on National Bullying Week within the schools. And then I got thinking, oh my God, I'm invited to something on National Bullying Week on Saturday. I got to read up on this really quick and find out everybody's names. And so we talked for a few minutes about the Orillia Youth Centre and about you coming here today, Chuck, and about Arlo Guthrie coming last year, and what a great opportunity it is to promote National Bullying Week here right here in our own backyard. So I just want to say, Chuck, it's a real honor to have you here. To think that we have a rock star right here in this, I'm in awe, Like I'm a Springsteen fan, I'm a Bug Seeger fan, I'm a Styx fan. Any of those people I'm a fan of, And congratulations for taking the time to come here. Looking forward to the concert tonight. Okay, so thank you very much, and everybody have a great day, and thank you for coming out. And Chuck, again, congratulations.
Thanks a lot, Kevin, and indeed it is an honor to be here today on behalf of the city, and as mayor, these are the best of times. Or this is the best of times, right? I kind of screwed that up. You know that song. And the other part is, unfortunately today I don't have too much time on my hands. I'm getting bad here, but no, seriously. I gotta stop there. One thing I can't do, I can't sing, but I'll spare you the details. But indeed, it's an honor to be here at the Orillia Youth Centre to celebrate Chuck's attendance here, to come out from the Casino Rama where he played last night. And yes, I was there, and what a great performance. It was just, my wife and I really enjoyed it, and Chuck, you did a great job on stage too. The boys and the whole fans were out there, and to have that level of excellence, and as where's John? Where's John? There he is. John Winchester and I were talking about reliving the past, like back in the 70s and 80s, and all the rock and roll bands, and how we don't understand how the youth today don't understand Styx. Because we're talking to one of my workers at City Hall, and they said, well, I want to see Styx concert. He goes, Styx? Because born in 1984 or something. I said, go on YouTube and download and watch Styx, and you'll fall in love with their music, their words, and everything. So it's important to realize that there is a connection to not only the music, as Bruce mentioned, it connects to all of us in many different ways, but also the work that they do behind the scenes. And Chuck coming out today to support the youth, and really a man of great distinction. So happy to have you here in our great city. And I'm glad, again, to be mayor of the city to recognize you and your hard work. Now, I have a certificate for appreciation for Chuck, but I'm going to give it to him, but I need to read it to you because it's important that you understand what he's all about. Certificate of appreciation presented to Charles Salvatore Chuck Panozzo. You like that? Yes. I said that right. Fellow Italian there. Founding member of Styx, in recognition of your many years of dedicated work and compassion through community service and humanitarian support. We thank you for giving freely of your time and for raising awareness and the profile of organizations working with populations who historically have not had a voice. Your work mirrors the work being done in our community by the Orillia Youth Centre, the Couchiching Community Initiative, Stand Up, Orillia Against Bullying, the AIDS Committee of Simcoe County, and many more of our valued community partners. We wish you all the best and continue your journey to advocate and support the communities you visit. Your voice and message means so much to those pathways you cross. Thank you so much, Chuck. And Mark, too, thank you so much for bringing, Mark deserves a lot of credit here by bringing Chuck as a friend and a great community supporter. Thank you.
Community togetherness opens doors, windows even, to the light that may not be able to seep through the cracks. It is about the foundation that is built by individuals, such as yourself, standing up against injustices and for innate human rights. As an activist, part of your job is to open windows such as these to allow for color and light to shine through, to show individuals living in the shadows that it's their time to thrive, that is their time to go on despite adversities which they may face. This image, to me, is quite symbolic of that moment of enlightenment and of all the beauty that radiates within that. Many of the things you have faced have been painful and secluding in nature, but when you channeled that more fully, you allowed yourself to break through that window and to help others to do the same, despite anything which they may have faced. By establishing a sense of community revolving around some of the things where no communities really existed, it allowed for others to find their voices, to learn their rights, and to not feel so isolated in the buildings which were so decrepit and isolated. As an emerging human rights activist myself, it is my pleasure to be able to give you a piece of my original photography, as a token of my thanks for everything that you have done and continue to do each day. It is also my honor, on behalf of the Orillia Youth Centre, to thank you for raising hope, your dedication and awareness, the opening of windows to allow more light to seep through.
Last but not least, as we're going to welcome Chuck up here, hopefully to say a few words, on behalf of the Orillia Youth Centre, we'd like to offer our sincere appreciation for you coming out. It's an eclectic bunch that we have in our audience here today, and I think that's representative. No, but again, I say that in the nicest way because, again, when we look across community and support, you know, it doesn't come from just youth, it doesn't just come from the adults, it doesn't just come from seniors, it comes from everyone coming together to work together to support. And there's lots of Styx fans in this crowd, but there's also lots of people that potentially haven't heard of Styx but honor the man that's here, which I think is incredibly important. I think we can't lose sight of that. You know, it's music that brought him here, but it's the person that stands up and actually has something to say. And I think that's so important. And that's the meaningful part for us. And again, I bring that word back out because it is. You know, that validates the work that we're doing when you have someone that has that voice and is willing to use that voice for the reasons that you do. And we are incredibly appreciative of that. So we do have another certificate for you on behalf of the Orillia Youth Centre, and we'd also like to welcome you with this beautiful cake that we're going to have afterwards if you're here. But Kayla and staff member Chris would like to present you with this wonderful cake as well too. Without further ado, we're going to welcome Chuck to have his say at the microphone.
Well, this is quite a hard act to follow. I mean, it's freezing cold out there, but it's so warm in here. I want to thank everybody for showing up. And, you know, when I got the call from Mark, and he mentioned Orillia Youth Centre, and I'm from the south side of Chicago, very much like this neighborhood out here, not very fancy, working class people. My father worked in the steel mills, my mother was a housewife. At 7 years of age, my uncle says he was a musician. I want to give the boys free music lessons, so free for sure. And so my twin brother and I proceeded with music, and he was a great drummer, and I was a disaster, so I started to play the guitar. But I'm going to tie this together because we're talking about bullying. And I was a victim of bullying, and I'm sure we all have it in our life, whether we like it or not, even older, younger, whatever. So I'm in grammar school, and I used to wear this cap on my head, you know. And this kid would come up every day and take my cap and throw it across the school, the playground. Oh, bye. And I said to my brother, that kid over there, he just keeps taking my hat off my head and throwing it across the schoolyard. So my brother walks out to him, and he and his brother, they were kind of, their family had a business in the community we lived in. So one's tall, one's short. I said, if you watch my brother, take his hat off tomorrow, I'm going to punch you in the mouth. Okay, John, whatever you say, because I'm not going to punch him. So the next day, the hat goes flying off my head. My brother walks out, this kid goes boink, right in the mouth. He goes, I have braces on, I'm bleeding. Well, wham, wham. And at that point, I knew he had my back. So here, as a very young kid in grammar school, it started. I knew my brother had my back, and which he kind of had for the rest of my life. And he never let me forget that for the next 40 years, but that's all right. So I understand, I'm so happy the issues of bullying have become so, teachers are aware, parents are aware. When I was in school, the teachers took care of us. And I love all this artwork, and I love the t-shirts. I used to be a high school art teacher. You know, I had two careers which were kind of doomed. No one could think you could make money off of them or a living, music and art. Well, there he goes. When I told my father I wasn't going back to my teaching position, I wasn't going to become a musician. He wasn't too happy. But I said, listen, it's an opportunity. I'm 22 years old. If this goes away, it's not coming back. And I think all of us have seen this. You know, how many times we're prepared for an opportunity, but you don't see it. Or someone says, well, you can't do that. You're not going to do this. And if you buy into that, it's a mistake. Because whatever you feel in here, children tell their parents what they want to be. You know, if I had a child, I would say, yeah, become a doctor. You know, make some money. Be a cheesy lawyer. I don't care what you do. But I hope there's no lawyers here. Do what you love and you'll be successful. And don't let anybody tell you cannot do that. I mean, if I listened to everybody who said I couldn't do that, I couldn't be this, I couldn't be that, I don't know what I'd do. I would be nothing. So I guess my point about bullying, now that we're more aware, and you know, even I recently was away, and someone used the word special. Chuck is special. I know that's a code word. I'm kidding, special. But we have these words all the time. After a while, you get used to them, and you know. But I think in terms of my advocacy, when I was young, of course I was young once upon a time. Some of you guys are kidding me. But I remember watching Liberace in my grandmother's house, and you know, of course, when he winked at the end there, I go, something's wrong with this guy. But he wouldn't admit it, no one would admit it, until I went to the Liberace Museum, then I really knew. But unfortunately, that's a generation that couldn't be what they wanted to be, because society said no. This guy's a great entertainer. He was cuckoo after I saw the movie, but it was very entertaining. But what's the role model? No role models. And anybody in your community that was a role model was kind of looked at like an oddball. And of course, I think we're all kind of oddballs. And that's part of why we're different. That's why we're diverse. Otherwise, we just little cookie cutter stamps. We be that Christmas cookie that they, here, have a Christmas cookie. It looks just like the last Christmas cookie I ate. I think it looks a little different. But, in my, someone said to me, what was it like when you got your record deal and toured me? I said, the best part about it was getting out of the house. And let's face it, that's a nice thing. But I had no idea what was going to happen. And as we became more successful, I started to not be very happy because I couldn't be myself. You know, I think someone said to me, we're talking about homophobic jobs, and you know, there were a ton of them, and now the walls are coming down, and athletes, which is difficult, are speaking out, and actors, and people, sportscasters, people who are more aware, and just anybody. You know, we have a voice. People aren't afraid or ashamed anymore. We never should have been, but for whatever reason, it's all legitimate. Until you get to say who you are, you're really not alive. You haven't really lived your authentic self. So I am living this wonderful life in music, and I can't do anything. Oh, this is perfect. So I show up at a photo shoot. It was in 1975, not 1875, 1975. But, and I had short hair, you know, the guy goes, what did you just do? I said, I cut my hair this way, I'm gonna look like. Well, unfortunately, I didn't realize I looked like I just walked out the Castro Street in San Francisco. They didn't get it, but I got it. And I said, this is who I'm gonna be. You know, I can't compete with the blondies. I can't go a bunch of big blonde hair and not have a 12-inch waistline. It's not gonna happen. So, I said, the only way I'm going to look different is to be myself. And so it kind of still works to this day. And I said, the odds of a guy with short hair making rock and roll like this and being gay on top of it, good luck, Charlie. But it happened. But had you not had that inner strength and fortitude to say, you cannot give me no for this answer. I have to prove it by myself. So I think I wrote a bunch of things here now, which I can't read, but it's really quite an honor for me. And you know, I know all of you have dreams, and just always remember, no matter what, and don't let anybody set jobs. I think what's different about Styx music is there's lyrics and words. When I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. Cole. We were playing there, and some of the words I play come so away. Come out there. And Lawrence is a great singer-songwriter. He makes me laugh because he does this little shtick before, you know, when I come out and do my part. But when he says those words, I think of childhood friends and the dreams we had. I'm me, that child, and that dream I had, and transformed to that space. And I know that audience is transformed to that space too. And that's what makes music so beautiful. It's like this magic carpet ride I take every night. And I take everybody with me in that audience, and I'll be on the side of the stage because I don't play every song. And I just see this expression of excitement all of a sudden. You just grab them, and they're engaged, and you see old people become young people, and young people become younger people, and everybody who's different. This commonality of music brings everybody together. It's a wonderful experience for me, and I hate to sound arrogant, but I said, well, you're going to have a great time. So I know you're going to have a great time. I wouldn't be doing this for 40 years, so I didn't think it would be a great time. Someone said to me, what's it like being in a band for 41 years? I said, well, it's like being married to 6 guys and their wives. Sorry. But the whole idea of that is you have to respect each other. They're not always going to like me every day. I mean, I'm not that day at the beach all the time. And someone does something goofy. But we have to respect each other. And that's the clue to any really working relationship, personal relationship, job relationship. And so I have worked with great guys that were very supportive of me when I got sick. And there's never been anything where George, our tour manager, And Mark knows, he said, well, Charles, I wish I could have come along. I said, I wish you could have given my speech for me too, Georgia, but he has a meeting. But, you know, they're all supportive, and they're very happy that I was invited actually to come here this afternoon. And I'm very happy too, and I want to thank everybody so much for their kindness and generosity of spirit. And, you know, I walk shoulder to shoulder with you guys, shoulder to shoulder. You know, I'm no different. I just use this name Styx as a platform to speak out. And I think I feel a certain obligation. I just had a recurrence of cancer, and I had therapy, and every day after my session I go, something's happened, something's happened. I have no idea what's happening. All I know is I'm being put in this chute and they're bombarding me with all these beams. And but you know, when you go through a serious illness and you come out okay, I said, there's got to be a reason for it. It just can't be because, oh, we're going to give you a few more years to live. There's got to be more than that. So this is my first more than that, and I want to thank you for this experience, because this is the first time I've actually been able to come out and speak again after my very enduring, not doing too much work last year to get better, to be here this afternoon and to participate in this very, very wonderful afternoon. Thanks so much. And I love the shirts, and I will wear that pink t-shirt for Renegade.
Yes.